Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Winding and Wandering podcast. My name is Emily and I live in the Central Goldfields in Victoria in Australia with my husband Ben. We have moved house since I saw you last, so life has been very busy, but we're settling in now and finding a routine. Today I'm wearing a few handmade items. I just stand up so you can see all the things I'm wearing. So the pants I'm wearing are some lovely culottes that I bought. That we have like an old woolen mill in town that was derelict for a while, and it's been turned into this amazing hub of like, there's a vintage bazaar, which is where I got these pants. There's some really amazing food places, and lots of little like businesses. It's a beautiful complex now, and has brought so much life to the town. So I'm wearing those. This is a chamomile top I'll check that I made a couple of years ago and wear it a lot. It's one of my favorite patterns. A little scarf, a bit similar to the Sophie scarf that I just winged, and a beautiful cardigan that again is a staple in my wardrobe that I op-shopped. So this is one of my favorite, a lot of bits of my favorites that are in my wardrobe, so super cozy today. I wanted to sit down and talk to you about some of my recent makes and a few works in progress. So I've got, I don't think I had finished this properly when I spoke with you last. So this is Ben's sweater number 18, finally finished. I do need to block it because it's as he's worn it, it's shrunk up a little bit. So it's still a tiny bit short, but I think once I've given it another little block, it'll be fine. The yarn is gorgeous. This is knitting for Olive, heavy merino, in the colour, I think it's dark ochre, something like that. And I just, it's so pretty. It's lovely. So I talked a little bit about that in my last podcast. Don't think I had started it in the very first one. So that is all done, and I'm so happy with it. I love the colour, I love the fit. It just looks so nice on him, and I kind of want one for me, but I don't want to be too matchy. Another thing I talked about last time was knitting a toque or a beanie. The one that I've been wearing hiking is dead. It was a regular, like a ready to wear, like a store-bought one, and that I had worn for 6 or 7 years. Like, it was really ready for a refresh. It was stretching, and like it wasn't really keeping my head warm anymore, which is the whole purpose when you're out in the elements. And I'd found some hand spun yarn at the op shop, super cheap, in this gorgeous colour. It had, and so I finished it. This was an amalgamation of a whole lot of different patterns, as is sometimes the case for me. I started with the sea train, or on the sea train, and not really knowing what weight the yarn was. I just kind of guessed with 4mm needles, but it was apparent very quickly that it was going to be too big, so I just kind of guessed ish. Ooh, the sun's just gone behind the clouds. Sorry if the lights are a little bit funny. Where was I? Oh yes, so I just kind of guessed. I estimated about how much was too much, and then I took out those stitches and made sure it would still divide by 4. And there was a YouTube video I found as well that was kind of helpful, but and I'll see if I can find that to link as well. But I love it. Let me take my hair out so I can pop it on for you. It is super cozy. It was really like almost a bit sticky as I was knitting it, and I was like, oh, it's probably just because it's hand spun. When I went to block it, the water turned brown instantly, and I wished I'd taken a picture of it because it was crazy. So I gave this a really good wash and a little block, and it's come out so nice. I'll just take my glasses off so you can see too. So sometimes wear contacts. I love it. It's so good. I'm super happy with it. I've worn it a little bit hiking lately, and it's perfect. It's just what I wanted. It's a perfect color. I'm super happy with this. So I couldn't be more happy. It's exactly what I was after. It'll be interesting to see how it wears. It already looks like you can kind of see this here, a tiny little bit of fuzz. So we'll see how it goes. But so far so good. So that is all my finished objects for today. As is usual, I'm pretty slow, so I'm just puttering away on those. Ben's birthday socks is my first work in progress. His birthday, as usual, has been and gone, unfortunately. So, well, not unfortunately. Unfortunately for his unfinished sock. There is but one. I am a little bit further along than when I chatted with you about it before, but I really wanted to finish this. And actually I do have another finished object. It's just not here today. He's wearing them. My decoy pair of socks did get finished, albeit not quite for his birthday, but I really focused on trying to get them done because I knew I could just whiz through them and then he'd have a nice fresh pair of socks while I took my time on finishing off these. So I'm still just ticking along, really enjoying this beautiful color work charts to follow by she used to be the petite knitter, which I think is when I bought the pattern from her, but Saskie&Co. These are the Cledolin socks. So I'm just keeping going with those. Another thing that held me up on them actually was that the needle that I was using, let me see if this will show, where the cable and the needle connected broke, and I couldn't figure out how to, it didn't look like it would be fixable. And I'd had some shorty sock needles that are like those circular ones. I don't know how many inches they are. That I'd bought, and I was like, amazing, this is fantastic, I'll just try them, and I hated them. I did not enjoy using them at all. I couldn't get into a flow with them, and my hands felt really cramped and small. And we were away recently, and I found a little it's kind of like a handicraft store. They had all kinds of amazing things. They had some pottery and yarn and hand knits and all those beautiful bits and pieces. And they had needles. So these are the Chiagu fixed needles. This is a 2.25 millimeter needle, which was another problem because I had 2.5 needles that I could have used, but I needed a smaller size. So yeah, I'm very happy to have these back in action again, and to be able to work on them. It's a lovely pattern, especially if I'm needing a little bit more, I don't know, stimulation. I find knitting socks, vanilla socks, just so easy and simple to, if I need something mindless, whereas these are giving me a little bit more of a challenge with not being too challenging at the same time. So super excited about those. I'm heading for the toe. I don't have a huge amount of the foot left to go on these, and then I'll start on the second one. So hopefully before too long I'll be able to give them to him. Another work of progress at the moment is a hat for Ben. So in 2020 I made him a toque or a beanie for his birthday. And unfortunately, it was before I'd done as much knitting as I've done now. I'd never worked with alpaca yarn before, and I didn't realise how much of a tendency it has to stretch. And this was all, looking back at pictures, this was already a bit big when I made it for him. So I pulled it to bits. and I was a little bit worried because it had felted a bit. Decided to pull it apart and see how we go. So I'm currently working on that at the moment, but I'll give you some more details in the vlog because I think it'll be fun to kind of go through that whole process together. So watch this space. I'm hoping to get it done pretty quickly because it's still winter here, and I want him to have a warm head again because he doesn't have a second one. So it was not great timing to pull it to bits, but it also wasn't doing the job. So hopefully it should be a pretty quick knit, and I'll be able to share that with you soon. One other thing I wanted to share with you was a little while ago before we moved, but I found it as we were moving. Bendigo Woollen Mills sent me the shade card for 2025. I bought some things from them a few times, and so every year they send out an updated shade card. So I'll give you a look. They have like some standard lines, I guess. So there's the classic, the luxury, they do a cotton one, which I don't think, is that cotton? No. I think that might have been separate and it's not here. And then they often do, as you can see, these ones down here, they're so pretty. Rustic tweed. They often do like some limited edition yarns as well. And they're not far from me, they're just a little bit up the road. So I'm contemplating something made from these rustic tweed yarns. I would really love, I think, the driftwood one, which is this one, and hickory, I think would make a beautiful colourwork sweater. I might put up some pictures of some that I've been thinking of. There's one called Apothecary, also by the Petite Knitter, or Saskie&Co. That's taken me a really long time to get my head around the fact that her name is changed. Totally fine, and I love the reason that she's changed it. It's just trying to remind my brain that she goes by a different name now. So Apothecary. There's one I think called Pagan Sky, which is really pretty too. And there's a Jennifer Steingast one as well, that I've been eyeing off for a little while. So we'll see if that actually happens, but I guess that in terms of future plans, if I get around to it, that would be an option. I'm still working on another sweater at the moment, but have made no progress on it, which was just, I was calling it my Frankenstein sweater. It's an amalgamation of a whole lot of other things, but I made a mistake and one of the cables a little bit further back, and so I just need to sit down and go back down and drop and pick up stitches and fix it all. But I've really been enjoying the simple knits lately, and so I've kind of been focusing on those a little bit instead. But that is a very quick roundup of what I've been working on. I have another little pair of socks that I've started to, but I'm literally this far along, so I won't bother showing them to you, but I'm very happy with where I'm at, and I'm really enjoying my knitting at the moment. It's, you know, such a cozy thing to do, and it's really reminding me to slow down and take time out to breathe, which, you know, I think all of us need to do in our own way. So I hope you're well. I hope you're warm if you're somewhere that's in winter like me at the moment, and if you're in the northern hemisphere, I hope you're really enjoying your summer and soaking in some sunshine too. I look forward to seeing you around, and like I said, keep an eye out. I am hoping to vlog this project that I'm working on, a reknit for Ben, so I'll keep you updated. Thanks for spending the time with me, and as always, if you've enjoyed this quick little update, please feel free to like or send me a message. Let me know what you're working on at the moment, and always feel free to subscribe as well. Alright, I'll see you next time.